You've noticed it, haven't you? Maybe someone pointed it out. Maybe you caught it yourself. The way you've started moving a little slower through the house. The way you pause at the window for no reason. The way you've gotten quieter, calmer, more attuned to small sounds and small moments. The way you sometimes just sit without needing to do anything. You live with a dog. And somewhere along the way, something shifted. This looks like a quirky personality change, but it's actually one of the most fascinating psychological transformations the human nervous system can undergo, and it's happening to millions of people, most of them completely unaware. According to the United States Surgeon General, we are living through a loneliness epidemic. 1 in 4 American adults report feeling chronically lonely, not just alone lonely. That particular ache of existing in a world that moves too fast, demands too much, and connects too little. And in that silence, millions of people turn to their dogs, not as a solution, just as comfort, just as presence. What they didn't realize was that their brain had other plans. First, you are not imagining this, and you are not losing yourself. What's happening to you is not strange, it is, in fact, one of the most deeply human things a nervous system can do. Your brain is built for connection. It is literally wired to seek out calm, to borrow regulation from other living things, to learn safety from proximity. You didn't choose to be changed by your dog. Your biology did. And that's not weakness. That's the human mind doing exactly what it was designed to do. So let's talk about what's actually happening inside you. It starts with something called emotional contagion. Not a metaphor, a real neurological process. In 2017, researchers at the University of Vienna studied the behavioral patterns of dogs and their owners over extended periods of cohabitation. What they found was striking. Dogs don't just react to their owners' moods, they mirror them. Behavioral synchronization. The dog's energy, movement patterns, and stress responses began to align with their owners. The relationship wasn't one-directional, it was a loop. And here's what that means for you, because the same process runs in reverse. Your brain contains mirror neurons cells that activate not just when you perform an action, but when you observe one. They are the neurological foundation of empathy. They're why you flinch when someone else gets hurt. Why a yawn is contagious. Why sitting next to a calm person makes you feel slowly calmer. Mirror neurons do not check whether the signal is coming from a human or an animal. They respond to presence, to pattern, to repeated sustained proximity. Your dog exhales slowly. Your nervous system notices. Your dog settles into stillness. Something in you follows. This has been happening every day, quietly, without a single word. Then there is co-regulation, and this is where the science becomes almost impossible to ignore. In 2019, researchers at Linköping University in Sweden measured something most people would never think to test: the heart rate synchronization between dogs and their owners. What they found was that during calm, quiet interaction, not play, not exercise, just presence, the heart rates of owners and their dogs began to align. Not immediately, but over time. And with dogs that had lived with their owners longer, the synchronization was stronger. Think about what that means. Your heart is learning rhythm from another species. Co-regulation is the process by which one nervous system borrows stability from another. It's how a mother's heartbeat calms a newborn. How a friend's steady voice can pull you back from a spiral. Your nervous system does not need the other person or the other being to explain anything. It just needs sustained, safe proximity. Your dog has been providing that quietly every single evening you sat together on the couch without realizing it was medicine. But here's the part nobody tells you. You didn't just become calmer because of what your dog does, you became calmer because of what your dog doesn't do. Your dog does not judge your silence, does not misread your mood as rejection, does not expect you to perform wellness or happiness or productivity. When you walk through the door exhausted and hollow, your dog receives you exactly as you are. No recalibration required, no emotional labor, just presence and warmth and the particular safety of being known without being evaluated. Attachment theory tells us that humans regulate better, think more clearly, feel more stable, tolerate difficulty more effectively when they have a secure attachment figure nearby. Someone or something whose response to you is predictable, safe, unconditional. For millions of people living through the loneliness epidemic, their dog became that figure, not as a replacement for human connection, as an anchor. A steady point in a world that stopped feeling steady. And over time, the nervous system stops bracing. It stops scanning for threat. It exhales genuinely, deeply, in a way it may not have in years. And the behavior that follows that exhale? That's what people are noticing when they say you've started acting like your dog. Researchers at Azabu University in Japan published a study in 2015 examining what happens neurochemically during eye contact between humans and their dogs. The results were remarkable. Sustained, mutual eye contact, the kind that happens naturally when your dog looks up at you, triggered a measurable spike in oxytocin in both species. The bonding hormone, the same chemical that floods a parent's brain when they look at their newborn, the same one that makes trust feel possible and closeness feel safe. That moment you look at your dog and feel something warm and wordless move through you, that's not sentiment, that's oxytocin. That's your brain marking this relationship as safe, as real, as worth organizing itself around. And cortisol, the stress hormone, drops measurably, consistently across multiple studies. The presence of your dog is not just emotionally comforting, it is biologically regulatory. Your body is being recalibrated slowly, every day. The behavior shift you experience isn't the same at every stage of life. This is something worth understanding. In your 20s, living with a dog might feel like lightness, a playful presence that pulls you out of your head. In your 30s, after the weight of work and relationships and accumulated losses, the same dog becomes something different, a witness. In your 40s, they become a kind of mirror, not reflecting what you look like, but what you've quietly become, how much you've slowed, how much you've learned to sit with uncertainty without immediately filling it. The behavior evolves with you. What once looked like becoming calmer starts to look like something deeper. A recalibration of what you think peace should feel like. A revision of how much noise your life actually needs. Think of your dog as an anchor in the truest sense of the word. Not something that holds you down, something that keeps you from drifting. Modern life is designed to dysregulate you. Notifications, deadlines, comparison, the relentless hum of not enough. The nervous system under that kind of sustained pressure doesn't get a chance to reset. It just keeps running, hot and alert, waiting for the next thing. And then you come home, and something four-legged lifts its head, and for one moment, just one nothing is required of you. That moment is not small. That moment is your nervous system remembering what baseline feels like. Your dog is not a therapist, not a solution, not a cure for anything, but they are a consistent, embodied reminder that stillness is survivable. That slow breathing is available. That presence, just pure, wordless presence, is enough. And brains that spend enough time near that reminder begin to carry it differently, begin to live from it, not just visit it. You're not copying your dog. Your nervous system is learning from them. That distinction matters, because this isn't about losing yourself. It isn't regression or escapism or substitution. It is one of the oldest things a human nervous system can do: find a safe, regulated presence and use proximity to remember how regulation feels. Dogs have been doing this with humans for tens of thousands of years. We shaped them, yes, but the science is beginning to suggest that something moved in both directions. You thought you were raising your dog, but something in you was being shaped too. So if you've become someone who moves a little slower, who pauses more, who needs less noise, and tolerates silence better than you used to, Who feels slightly out of place in rooms that are too loud or too relentless or too performative? That is not a loss. That is evidence of a nervous system that found something worth learning from, something steady, something safe. And it did what nervous systems do when they finally feel safe enough. It softened. It adjusted. It came home. You didn't become your dog. You became more like who you were always capable of being when the noise finally got quiet enough for you to remember.